Hi, welcome to Amateur Decorating Like a Pro. I am Catherine, and today I am kind of forced to sit down and record a video instead of making a DIY. It's been raining, the temperatures have been going up and down, and I don't want to end up with the flu trying to work in the garage to do this cabinet. So why don't I just take a couple of days, let the weather figure out, where it's going to go. It does have to take care of the earth, and I'm going to go into my craft room and we're just going to talk today. Now, as you know, the majority of last year, I was away from social media. I had to take care of me, and I think I did a pretty good job of it because I'm back and I'm healthy and I feel just wonderful. I do. And thank you for your support. So the other day I decided, okay, let me work on my calendar because you come back with consistency. And I have some feedback on all the other things that I have observed in coming back and just trying to get caught up to date on the expectations on YouTube and social media, period. So here I am, and I click onto my channel to look at my content, and there is Rebecca Robinson's video suggested. And as you guys know, Rebecca Robinson is a powerhouse for interior design. You can disagree with me if you want. Do not leave that comment like Becky, like Rebecca. Now, the thing is, the title of the video, basically she was addressing the hate mail that she had been receiving. Don't know if that hate mail had come over, the last month or so or just over time period. But nevertheless, she read it to her audience. I came in a little bit later in this live that she was doing, so it wasn't like I got the full story. So the story portion that I did get, I did have an opinion about, and my heart was just breaking. I don't know. I just felt like I connected to someone that, people were really judging a little harshly. And we all have a tendency to do that. I mean, I've been guilty. Yes, I have. But when I look at what was being said and why, I thought, man, I know that there is a culture out there that is very opinionated. I get it. There are three games that are going on right now. There are the haters, there are the instigators, and there are the encouragers. The encouragers are indeed there, but they are small in number. And I do believe that they're going to rise up and do the right thing. I really do. And perhaps that will create a culture where people will see or turn away from just hating on people simply because they're doing what they've been called to do. So the interesting thing about her video was some of the comments. I mean, her appearance, very little about her talent in the portion of the video that I heard. Very little about her talent. I mean, if you've got talent, you simply have talent. I don't care how you look or anything like that. I mean, you see, I'm sitting here right now and with my hand, I mean, I am multicolored. And listen, there's nothing I can do about it. But did I lose my creativity? Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, it inspired me to do more. And she was reading those comments, and my heart was breaking for her. Now, she may have appeared confident and strong on camera, but perhaps when she read those in private, it did hit her a little personal. But nevertheless, I'm like, we're on social media, and, we do come out here for ourselves, to share our home, to share our content, to share what we love. We come to say, can I encourage you to do that? If your home similar to mine, or do you not have this or not have that? Let me show you how you can get it on a dime. That's why we're here. But to make a long story short, or either as long as I want to talk on this video because I can't do anything else, those people, I don't think they were just regular people. I feel like a lot of those people were her competitors, and that they found a way to just spew poison just because they're not where she is, perhaps on this platform, or either that maybe they just got something against her and they just want to just say it, and, I always say you can throw a rock and hide your hand. But if you really were courageous, you would have said, hey, I'm not going to even say that about her. I'll just keep it to myself. That's what a courageous person would do. But you chose to put it out there. But then you did. And guess what? Because you didn't have a platform, man, did the posse come out after those people. I mean, they let them know that you guys are talking and messing with Becky. She has helped me and she has been amazing on this platform. I mean, Rebecca Robeson has been here for a minute. And I was like, wow. And I just could not believe it. But anyway, to make a long story short, posting content, there's always consequences, good and bad. Somebody's going to like you today and somebody's not going to like you tomorrow. It is what it is. I like the fact that she championed the whole thing into like, you know what, haters, this is what you had the audacity to type. Okay, this is how I feel about it. And then, like I said, the posse came back. One person even made the comment, which kind of stuck with me pretty good. I think it was a guy, and he said, why don't you go back and watch the videos of the physically impaired DIYers? That cracked me up. It really cracked me up. Start your own channel, you know, like the rest of the physically impaired DIYers. It cracked me up because I never really kind of put in perspective of what we all do, those in my niche here on social media. Are we physically impaired DIYers? Okay. I said, now that's funny. She laughed too. And I think that some people commented and agreed, but I laughed and I thought, you know what? Good call. But I'm going to take it to the next level and say that I am fiscally wise. How about that? Fiscally wise DIYer. Because I often tell people our testimony, come on, I retired early to be a wife and a mother of 2 boys. So I was here to basically start from scratch in a brand new house. And I am truly thankful because we wanted boys to graduate from college debt free. So I was fiscally wise. Yeah. And DIY. And I think I'll stay in that category. But good term. And I like it because it inspired me to keep going. See, that's how you turn what people think was a negative, was a clap back, into a positive. I like that guy for saying that. He's probably, or she, is probably an interior designer and would probably never want my business. And that's okay too. But you gave me empowerment with that expression. Okay. So I'm getting a lot of emails now, addressed to Dear Amateur Decorating Like a Pro. We really enjoy your videos and we would like to partner with you. And we would like to set up a time to talk with you. And that's great and that's fine. But I guess I'm a little bit old school, perhaps, or either I'm not as eager to work with everybody because of lessons learned in the past. I would appreciate if people who want to work with me learn my name. I say it at the beginning of every video. Welcome to Amateur Decorating Like a Pro. I'm Catherine.
Welcome to Amateur Decorating Like a Pro. I am Catherine.
I think that personalizes your invitation to work with me, don't you? I have a name. All right. So guys, off of that. The other thing is the influencer's influence on retail. I knew a long time ago that this thing was going to flip upside down. I knew it. When I worked for a large retailer and they were, roughing it with developing like a social media affiliate or a person in the company to build relationships with people. I was not on social media at that time. And of course, companies didn't know how to even develop that to be anything. But I remember that whole thing being such an urgency that they were hiring college students to put them in those positions. And they themselves basically were just getting addicted to Facebook. And so now what's happening on social media is, hey, we want to send you products from our company in abundance. And it is so crazy of the number of people on social media who are accepting those products, and I'm going to say it, in lieu of payment and wasting their time. I'm going to give you a classic example. So a company says, I want to send you this rug. This rug
just go on our website and just pick this rug. And you pick this rug, and this rug is $199. Let's say $200. You get this rug. This rug has a run in it. It's snagged. Beautiful rug was what you selected, but you notice the quality is thin as bacon. That if you stand on it, it looks like it holds your footprint forever, even if you vacuum the rug. And you're just so grateful to get the rug that you've been handpicked by a company that you ignore the quality. You ignore what they sent to you. You are putting yourself up in a bracket where any and everything will be sent to you, and you will end up with stuff. Now, if you want stuff, that is great. That is great that you want stuff, all over your house. Maybe you're that person that has a booth at a flea market, or you like to do yard sales, or you like to give things to your family. That is absolutely great. You are getting some sort of financial reimbursement on the other end for it. Smart move if that's how you're going to operate. Even if you're buying large pallets like on Amazon, a lot of people are doing those and they're selling them, on their own social media sites. Just have a strategy for that, because what happens is these people all work together. And a lot of times, guess what? It's the same person that's sending you all the stuff. It's the same person that's sending you these, here's $50, here's $100, here's $200, select this. This is all under one group, and they just found the person to put all this stuff on, and you market and you market and you market for them, and they send you nothing but stuff. We're not going to talk about the quality of the stuff, but that's what they send to you. Are you worth that? And then you put it in your home, and the next thing you know, you're like, I really don't like that, and you go and buy something. Let me tell you, you spend 8 hours staging that stuff. And that includes filming, editing, and posting. And you got something you didn't like, and it wastes your time, and it actually wastes your electricity. So don't really, I hate to say it this way, but don't devalue yourself in that process. Don't do that, because when you get in that niche, you will stay in that niche for a minute. You will stay in that niche. These people work under one umbrella, and a lot of times it's an influencer division, and they just have companies come to them and they look for people like us, and they pour this stuff into your homes, and basically they get their little bonuses off of how much stuff they can shove out on you. So that's all I'm saying about that. And the other thing about the influencer influence on marketing, our fashion or home decor industries, is a lot of times our DIYs are being duplicated. They're watching us. They're watching us build beautiful DIYs. And they're getting them back into the factory, and they are making them for cheap and then selling them. So then we fall into this bracket of this. Should I buy or should I DIY? Oh, okay. Well, we actually DIY'd it, and now somebody else has to buy it. Really? When you've given them the resources to make it for pennies and quality, it's a quality DIY when you do it. But when they buy it, it's a very cheap DIY because they found a way to capitalize on our creativity. I can't tell you how many phenomenal social media contributors are out there making some amazing DIYs, and corporations, home decor experts or home decor makers, manufacturers are watching and making everything that they do and putting it in stores. Seriously, YouTube is an amazing platform. All the other content platforms where we do DIYs are amazing. So take a moment and think about that. You buy theirs, it falls apart in 2 months. You build it. It lasts a long time.
Now, there is this blog called Trend, and this particular post is really written for companies who are seeking to work with content creators or influencers. And I'm going to define, according to this blog, what a content creator and an influencer is. It is true. People think to use the term interchangeably, but there are real differences between influencers and content creators. As a brand, you have to know who you're working with, including what they're good at and where they fall short. You've got to know what an influencer or content creator brings to the table so you can get the most results from your next marketing campaign. As we say in church, my. Okay, continuing onward. That's right. You can work with influential content creators who not only know their way around the camera, but that have a huge following to promote your brand. But first, you have to know how to tell the influencers apart from the content creators. Use this guide to understand the differences. Because there are so many content creators on the internet, the bar is set high if creators want to stand out. These folks are making great stuff for the sake of content, not necessarily to gain followers or build a community. As a brand, you should not be interested in a creator's follower count. You're interested in their work. Of course, if you can find an amazing content creator who also has a huge following, that's even better. Brands like partnering with content creators because they're able to farm out creative work like product photography for a fraction of the cost. Let me say that again. For a fraction of the cost. Wake up. So if you're just doing what you love and enjoy, I want you to take this as food for thought. This last sentence I'm going to read about content creators. It says, don't bother with pricey photos for your new product. Give it to your favorite creatives to get the content you need. It's important to remember that although content creators aren't in it for the likes or follows, they can also be influencers if their audience is large enough. Keep in mind that the creator's focus isn't necessarily on the audience engagement, but beautiful content. Either way, they're capitalizing on you. I got to tell you, there's an additional awakening inside of me just reading this stuff, and I am so fired up. And I want to share this last 3 bullet points here is the quality of the content of the content creator. This is the number one reason to work with content creators. The quality just can't be beat. Next, they're multifaceted talent. Content creators can be a jack of all trades. Basically, you get a photographer that, likely can do edits and graphics all in one. And this is the most important one, save time and money. Companies are saving time and money. Rely on a content creator to save your brand time and money, tapping into someone else's expertise while you focus on running your $1 million corporation. I put that in there. It just said business, but you get the picture. So in summary, content creators are in it for the art, to express themselves. Influencers build communities for the purpose of connecting and helping their followers, which means occasionally influencing an audience's purchasing decision. Influencers, these folks, they directly promote your brand or product to their audience with a clear call to action, as opposed to a content creator who basically will churn out gorgeous photos of your product. So, as you probably guessed it, there is some overlap between the creators and the influencers. Some influencers are also content creators, and some content creators are influencers. And he suggests that companies use both. So if you've been on social media for a minute, I need for you to wake up, because this thing is going to a new level. There are universities teaching classes in reality TV and social media marketing. And we are here doing social media and not even knowing how to capitalize on all the great things that we're doing. Okay, now another thing about being on this platform, it will afford you opportunities to diversify like no other. I don't care how other people may see us, but it opens doors. When you find your niche, whether you are a person that's just a lifestyle person, not just, or showing your lifestyle. Sorry, didn't mean to cut right there. You have to be careful about how you use the word just. And you're sharing your life, you're sharing your family, or perhaps there's something unique about your family. It encourages someone who's similar to yours. The other thing is, as an influencer, you get to diversify in ways that you never thought of. I am so thankful that I can create art. I can create home decor. I can create outdoor decor. I love that. I really, really love that. And yeah, I had a little setback, but you know what? I live forward and I'm so thankful about that. You know, some social media people who lived in an apartment and, and did the best they could with what they had with DIY things like from Dollar Tree and things like that and turned it into a business. And, say what you want. If they are yard sale experts or a flea market with the most amazing booths you have ever seen, or even advancing onto the home shows and traveling around with their trucks filled with their stuff that they've made. This is an industry. Seriously, an industry. I am so impressed with what's happening right now. And then when you add, if you're a blogger, you add that to it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So whatever you know how to do with consistency and make the time to do, you can soar. This is only an avenue to that. It's not to be your life. It's not. I've seen it taken away from people who love on it and it's the only source. And then one day the plug is pulled and they are out. So don't do that. Just diversify quickly, and begin to tell your audience about it in a very, very professional and intentional way. Not playing with what you're doing, but let them know this is what I'm up to next. And they will follow you on your journey. People like to see people in general succeed. Not everybody is a hater. Not everybody is a labeler. So they, in general, on this platform, like to see people succeed. And those people flock together. I like to think I have a small posse here on social media that has my back and that also I have their back. And I thank God for that. We fostered some amazing sisterhoods on this platform that have helped me and them to grow. It's a balancing act. We give and we take, and we can be very honest with each other. I love that. Now back to the other side. What they're doing looking at social media. How much value do you place on your content? I mentioned that earlier, accepting just anything and everything. I didn't call any company names because I'm not going to hurt my bottom line. Come on now, I'm not doing that. But being wise about that. We say in church, be a wise steward, okay? Be wise. So, the fashion gurus got together. I'm not going to go in great detail, but I have been following this for a little bit. But I'm going to just do a summary of what I have here on my screen. So I'm going to read you some of it. And I know that some of my fashionistas did Fashion Week not long ago. But this part really, really stuck out to me. And it's a quote from a fashion designer. And I have some of his pieces. And the title of this article was, here's the article. Legacy brands struggle in an influencer era. Brand marketing experts say Kors, talking about Michael Kors, has a point. Legacy brands often struggle in the era. Wow, because their traditional methods of building brand prestige through exclusivity and heritage can clash with social media's fast-paced, and democratized world. Wow. Influencers by nature, speak directly to consumers in a personal and often casual manner, which can make legacy brands feel out of touch or inaccessible. Wow. Do you know what that means? And now I know people are just reporting this story and they're talking about it as if he's insulting social media, but I need you to understand, you have the opportunity to make an impact. We are honest people on this platform, and we are being honest about the content. As I mentioned to you earlier, when you accept product in lieu of payment and it's not quality product, but because you're trying to make your mark on social media, you feel like I have to take everything that comes this way because then that's going to open the door for other people. No.
This is saying that because all of these influencers are out here and they are talking about the working at Walmart or all the other things and that are coming through that are basically, fashion dupes and all of that, that his brand is suffering, and so are several others. And the elite and their exclusivity, well, they can buy it, but that number is very, very small. And you know what? A lot of manufacturers of purses and clothing, and so many amazing interior designers and clothing designers coming up, they are able to go directly to us and say, hey, look at my brand. So if we have influence and we wear that brand and people respect what we wear and respect us, they're like, hey, I really like that. I'm going to go and get it. But here's the problem. Herein lies the problem. Influencers don't realize they can make money. Bingo. Because you're so busy, product in lieu of payment. Do you remember when Beyonce did that Adidas launch a couple of years ago? And all these people, I got it. And I was like, whoa, there were people spending $1,400, $1,500 buying all of that stuff just to have materials to do a video and show what it looked like. Who really was getting rich? Need I say more? So now the influencers are fighting back. But if you don't know how to fight back, you're going to come up on the bottom for a long time, because you got to know how to value yourself. I came up with like a standard letter for myself. Listen, I include in my production time. I do. I include my production time. And let me tell you why I learned to do that. When you ever gone to a photographer to have professional pictures, or go to an event at a wedding or something, and you see the photographer or the videographer taking that footage, and you get your video of your wedding and you get that bill, or either you said, the amount up front, and it's $500. And you're like, well, my wedding wasn't even 2 hours. It was small. I didn't really, but $500? Do I pay it? Yes, I pay it. He probably sat down and it was probably 30 minutes of editing and then throwing in some music, and that was it, because everything else was filmed live. The point I'm trying to make is you have to include your time. As I go back to my original point, if it took you 8 hours to do the video with all the stuff they sent to you for free, probably 8 hours, divide that out to nothing. But if you charge $300 or $400, or if you're newbie now, that may be an insult if you're way up there, if you're in the 50s and 60s. I'm just saying, you got to use wisdom on this thing, because you're being eaten alive, especially if you consider yourself to be a quality content creator. That's the same thing with you. A lot of these companies will want your content. You make the video. You will send them the video for their approval. Then they kick back the video. We would rather you just cut off this and not say this and not say that. And you've already put the time and work into the staging, the filming, and the editing. And then they have the audacity to say, I don't like what you did. Start over. And you're just still working for the product. I believe there are some class acts out there who just don't know how to value themselves. On and on to the next level, and it's probably going to wrap this video up, because it was all about encouragement, and I don't want anyone to go down the rabbit trail that I went down, getting on social media in 2014 and taking time off when I needed. And I'm thankful to have over 100,000 subscribers. Thank you. But I also believe that it's time to give back and nourish some people. If I learn a tip from you, I'm going to say your name in my video. I'm going to say, hey, I learned this from DIY with Nikki. That girl is a beast. I love her. I'm going to say at home with Nikki, you said, hey, make sure you have your household files together. I'm saying credit. Credit is due. What harm is that? Do we have to always attack everybody on social media? I guess you say, well, if you get out there, you're going to have to say it. It's the price you have to pay. And you know what? You get on there, you should expect that. You're right, we should. But we can also expect some kindness too. Wouldn't you want that? Would you want everything said in your direction to be negative? You really wouldn't. Influencers are also losing contracts, losing out on major deals where they started out making thousands of dollars. And you know why they're losing? Because they talk about themselves more than they talk about the product. And the companies are not happy. They want you to talk about the product. If you're the fun girl, be the fun girl with the product, talking about the product. But don't be the fun girl talking about the fun girl and the product is sitting over there on the shelf and you're not even talking about it, but for like maybe 10 seconds, but then it's back to you. They're going to yank that contract so fast and you are going to be so disappointed with the consistent money that they have started to send you every quarter to do an ad campaign. Be very careful about that. Focus on the product. They're going to send you guidelines. They're going to tell you, we want clean background. We want the brand fully displayed, Do what these companies ask you to do the first time out. They may not ask for an abundance of creativity or flair or extra slides and all of that or transitional images. They don't want that. They just want the product displayed, presented, used, show how it's working out for you, the benefits of it. You don't have to oversell because it sounds disingenuous, but you know what I'm saying. So please talk about the product, however you got it, in lieu of payment or they paid you for it. Please spend time on the product. Okay. And then I think the other final thing I wanted to talk about is another article that I was reading. So sit tight. I'll be right back. Got to pull that one out.
All right, so I have tried frantically to find this email that I received late one night and I couldn't sleep. So I actually sat up in bed and read this email. And it talked again along the lines of what I've been saying about the influencer impact on the retail industry. And then it alluded to the fact that influencers have such a strong hold that we're basically being salesmen and not getting paid. So when you are getting commission on certain products and things like that, that's fine. I'm in some programs like that as well. However, the larger the company, the better the compensation. So now what is happening is social media, because of our influence, they are asking that, are we wise about who we are partnering with? Because companies now are realizing that the influencers are asking for money. So keep that in mind as you are working with brands. You are like working in a store and the brand you are representing or you decide to sign on with, you're the salesperson. If you are the Ralph Lauren specialist in a department store, you're getting commission, you're getting paid in addition to the hourly wage. Okay, so understand that. This is the same thing that should translate onto this platform. Whatever company you are operating with, you can have one company that's representing 50 million products, and you could be working for one person alone who's getting a bonus or a raise at the end of the year. And all they did was fill your house with a bunch of products. So think about that. Coming onto this platform, this is a business. Coming onto this platform, add value to whatever it is you're representing. Listen, I am meticulous about editing a video now. I didn't used to be because I didn't know how, but now, and I feel like as much time as I put into the quality of that video, then you should pay me accordingly for that production time. Add value. I can't say how much various people make. The bigger the channel, the more they make, but I want to encourage you new YouTubers and those of you who are just so darn good at making a video. Woo! There's like creating with Mimi, that girl. Oh my God. She should be paid millions if she mentions a brand. And listen, speaking of brands, stop mentioning brands for nothing, for absolutely nothing. If you got it, you got it. I know people like shopping sprees. Now, if you're a haul channel, do that. I am all about the hauls, but at some point,
Hold on for a second. Husband's calling. Gotta go.
Hey, babe. Hey. Fine. How are you? I'm doing a recording, and I had to pause and take your call. You need anything? You okay? Okay, you're live on film now. Bye. Okay, great. Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Okay, that's how you take care of the husband. All right, so you're doing these brands a service. I don't want to say a disjustice because you're advertising for free. You're saying, hey, I went to this store and I got this store and look at this haul and look at this haul. And they're not writing you. They're not calling you. They're not doing anything. It's okay to do that when you're just starting out for a couple of times. Or you look at your numbers and like every time I post this video about certain stores, I get like 5,000 views, etc. I'm going to write to them and let them know. I have 10 videos mentioning your company, and every time I get all these people shopping, if I had a discount code, if I were paid, I would consistently mention you more often, or I would show even more of your content. I want to be a partner. If you don't have an affiliate program, let's you and I develop one. That's you owning who you are and not being afraid to say, I have value. I can pull. Okay. And that's just it. So stop playing around with your worth on this platform. I don't care who you are. And you know, I love so many of you all out there. Now, a while ago, a couple of years ago, I did for Black History Month, I did Black creators, and I featured probably close to 31 creators on my channel and just shared a 1-minute segment of what their channel was all about. I loved it. I still get feedback to this day from people saying, I didn't know about this person, or I knew about this person, but I didn't know they did all that. Thanks for doing that. So kudos to the channel that was featured, and kudos to the people who found them through that Black History tribute. And I love doing that. I want to say we don't see a lot of that now where channels are featuring other channels. When I started, it was all about collaborations, and it was amazing. Listen, we just rallied up for everything, any kind of subject matter, outdoor living spaces, refresh in the kitchen. We rallied up with the collaborations. Now, keep in mind, collaborations are fun, but they are a lot of work. You have to keep them small. You might want to say, okay, I'm going to do 5. I'm going to do 2 channels, because when you start doing, at one time, I think I did 23 channels. That was, woo, I think I was up all night long. I mean, they had to send me their video link and all of that, and I stacked it in a playlist. So all they had to do was, hit the playlist and all of them would play. And it was fun, but it was a lot of work. And you know what? I don't like talking on the phone that much. I don't. I mean, I have 1 or 2 people I'll chat with, but that's it. I really do value my private time, especially my meditation time. So doing features like that were a whole lot of fun. I don't see a lot of that anymore. A lot of your social media sites are on streaming services. You may not get subscribers, but you will get views and save to their favorites. Use wisdom. Use wisdom about who you are listening to, with all of these channels telling you to just do this trick, do that trick, because you might click the wrong thing and your channel will be saying bye, bye, bye. So be organic, stick to the system, watch how this thing's working with consistent uploads before you start doing all these shortcuts. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, you can say Auntie said it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Learn for yourself, and then figure out who you are on camera. You really need to do that. Now, if you found this video informative or enlightening or entertaining, leave me a comment. Just say, it helped me. I really would appreciate it. Talking about some of these channels concerning color palettes, decorating tips, how they have influenced me. I mean, hey, let's give credit where credit is due. So I am excited to be on this platform, but I do not want people to continue to stumble and fall into other traps where they're like, this person has a tip and I'm going to take this shortcut. This person says, all you got to do is put this here and click this there. And I do that and I'll get 4,000 subscribers. Okay. You need to measure out your content. What kind of content are you going to bring? And you're going to want these subscribers to come back and watch you again and again and again. That's what this is all about. Your niche. Who are you? Numbers will come. You need to get that content together, because even back of house may not like what you're putting out. Okay, those numbers are not sustainable. So let's be wise about what we're doing. If I sound like auntie, grandma, or someone like that on this platform, been here since 2014, have not been consistent, have not done any of this that I'm saying to you to do because I've had health complications, I'm sowing good seed today to say, get it together so that you can benefit from all of the hard work that you're going to put into being on social media. Thanks so much for watching today. I hope you appreciated this video of me popping in. Aside from, I just wanted to get my hands dirty in some paint today, but we'll be doing our foyer. So excited. And I am just ready to share some new content with you guys. Thanks a lot for watching. My name is Catherine. And as always, stay in prayer and stay creative. See you next time.